Well, the Bay of Plenty region really is one of the jewels in the New Zealand tourism crown. Mount Maunganui, Tauranga and the Port of Tauranga hosting the Celebrity Solstice. Now, this boat was launched in 2008 at a cost of $750 million, almost 3,000 passengers on board today, up close and personal with some of the best open water swimmers in the world. Really is an absolute picture too, one of the most beautiful settings for an open water swim. We are halfway through round 5 of the State New Zealand Ocean Swim Series. The Santa Surf and Scott Rice, it doesn't get any better than this. Yeah, fantastic to swim around Rabbit and Leisure Island, but Mark, look at this. Josh Richardson seems to have taken a slender lead over Kai Hurst, and Hurst has lost his green cap. Well, fascinating stuff. So Kai Hurst, has he maybe changed down a gear or two, just trying to relax a little bit more, put some of the responsibility on Richardson to do some of the sighting. Very good battle. And Josh Richardson, disappointing swim at Akara. Let's find out a little bit more about what motivates this young man.
I did my first 5 and 10K probably about 4 years ago at the Queensland Open Water, and ever since then I've just started getting into the open water. It's just something that's, every race is always going to be different. It's never the same sort of race, different tactics throughout the race and things like that.
Now, you've got a bit of experience in New Zealand. Just tell me what you've achieved here in New Zealand in the races you've been here for.
I've done the Taupo swim 3 times now. I've medalled in the age groups, and then I came second in the Open 5K 2 years ago.
Now, you're only 19. Tell me what your ultimate aim is, what your goals are in open water swimming, Josh.
I think probably every open water swimmer aims to get to the Olympics. So hopefully that's in the near future sometime, either 2020 or even 2016, but fingers crossed.
Well, fingers crossed. Luck, it's a byproduct of good preparation, and you can tell he's come over here prepared, because this is an outstanding swim. Kai Hurst now in second place. Well, he didn't start the season so well after the Olympics. He had a bit of a break and had to build up that fitness again, so maybe he's just feeling a little bit of the hurt at the moment as the youngster starts to put the pressure on. But time will tell. We're still a long way to go in this race, finishing through the surf in Mount Maunganui Main Beach. Yeah, very good race developing in the men's race as we go back to the lead in the women's race. And the green cap out of Australia too, Melissa Gorman, former open water world champion in 2009. At the moment, she'll just be wanting to swim as hard as she can, trying to conserve her energy, but also knowing that she's going to need something in the tank for that last 200 metres. No rear vision mirror. She won't know what is going on behind her. Well, she's also been suffering a little bit of a shoulder injury too, Mark. She's training up for the pool nationals, Australian pool nationals, over the 1500 metres freestyle and 800 metres freestyle. We're looking at now just 27 years of age and a multiple Australian champion, and as you said, a world champion back in 2009. So a very talented open water swimmer as we head back to look at Cara Baker, second place in the women's field at the moment, and good stroke rate here by her. And Cara Baker in second place. Well, she had a disappointing swim in round 3 in the Capital Classic. She was beaten by this woman here, our series leader, Charlotte Webby. So a very good battle beginning to unfold. Charlotte Webby, again, has been a little inconsistent over the series, but you're dealing with very small percentages at the elite level, aren't you, Scott? And sometimes simply a good night's sleep can be the difference. Yeah, that's right, Mark. We go back to the top of the men's field now. This is Josh Richardson in the silver cap. He heads round to the second to last of the orange markers, still leading Kai Hurst by just a few metres. And Hurst just trying to hold on to the toes here of the talented youngster. Well, Josh Richardson very smart too. He came around that left-hand turn. He just put a little bit of a surge in. We see the stroke rate begin to increase dramatically. The kick coming into play now. And Kai Hurst is now having to answer the questions that have been asked of him by Josh Richardson. And Hurst will be hoping that the swell just comes up a little bit. He'll be wanting the waves up when they approach that finish line so he can bring into play his surf skills. That in itself is a very specific skill set. And here is Cara Baker with this week's Forward Ocean Swim Clinic, looking to try and catch a wave in surf conditions to exit a swim.
Yeah, basically you have to keep swimming, and no matter what, the momentum of the wave should basically make you catch that wave. It propels you forward and makes you go faster. Obviously you just have to keep swimming fast, so then you can get the blood flowing to your feet, and then you can get up at the end of the race and start running to the finish.
Some good tips there by Cara Baker. And we just see in the distance here, the two swimmers have separated slightly, about a 2 or 3 metre gap between them. Hard to know at the moment, but that looks to be like Kai Hurst without the cap on has taken a slender lead over Josh Richardson. Well, this crowd waiting with anticipation, but I think you're right. Yes, you are. Kai Hurst, killer Kai Hurst, has rolled over the top of Josh Richardson. They've got about 50 metres left to swim. Tactically, he went out hard. He decided at one point to let Richardson take the lead. He gets to his feet. We see the surf skills come into play here. Great waiting from the 7-time Australian Ironman champion. And Kai Hurst will take out round 5 of the State New Zealand Ocean Swim Series and add another victory to his already impressive resume. And in second place, a very very good performance from Australia's rising star and 19-year-old Josh Richardson.
He has swum so well this season.
Oh wow, he would have done it so many times in his career. He didn't let it bother him. Josh Richardson took the lead halfway through, but then he still had gas left in the tank to take him in the final few metres.
Well, I wonder whether we've just seen the king and then the heir to the throne, and in third place it will be the first of the New Zealanders, Philip Ryan, once again collecting more valuable points, trying to win the overall series. Another very good swim.
And the waves just starting to get up a little bit, and some of these swimmers looking to use some of those skills. And here he is, Casey Glover, gets to his feet. Is he going to get there in front of Brent Foster? Brent Foster there in the black cap, and the first of our females home, Melissa Gorman's held on to that lead. She will win State Sander Surf 213, and she's ecstatic about that and takes valuable points into the final race, the State King of the Bays, in 3 weeks' time.
We should also mention Brent Foster. I know you touched on 45 years of age, still in the mix there. That is very good, but how good is Melissa Gorman? And this is now a very good swim here, coming from Cara Baker. She might be disappointed that she's second today, but I think she'll be pleased that she's got one up on her arch nemesis in Charlotte Webby. And so she will take out second place.
And not far behind Gorman either, about 25 seconds. So a pretty good show today from Cara Baker after disappointment in Wellington. And obviously, Melissa Gorman, one of the fastest open water swimmers in the world. So a nice benchmark for these Kiwis. And here is our series leader, Charlotte Webby, a further 45 seconds back. And she'll be maybe a little bit disappointed with that swim today. A third place, but still good points leading into that last race.
Well, this woman is an absolute class act. She is the reason why the likes of Melissa Gorman and Cara Baker train as hard as they do. She is always so competitive. She brings a real fire in her eyes to every one of the races. A great ambassador for the sport and the series.
Confirming the women's results today, a great win for Melissa Gorman, the multiple Australian open water champion, in 30 minutes and 43 seconds, followed by Cara Baker and Charlotte Webby. Just a minute between them, the top three. Kirsty Wannon and Bridget Mayer rounding up the top five.
And confirming the results on the men's side, Kai Hurst in a time of 29 minutes and 35 seconds was the young Australian Josh Richardson in second. The ever-consistent Philip Ryan getting himself on the podium in third place. Outstanding swims from Casey Glover and Brent Foster.
I had a fantastic start. I got a little bit bumpy around the back of the islands, and that's where Josh picked me up. And we swam together for a little while, let him take the lead for a bit, and then coming in, it was hell for leather. And I had everything crossed coming in, waiting for a wave, but unfortunately it didn't happen today.
So you were forced to gas it at the end. Is that how it worked for you?
I was forced to gas it, yeah, absolutely. I had a fantastic start, so I had a lot of room around the back of the islands to just sort of relax and try and find a rhythm. And I know that Josh is quite a quick finisher. I knew the Kiwis are quite fast as well, and I just wanted to make sure that I had enough in the tank at the end.
Yeah, definitely happy to come away with a win. A win's a win, it's always exciting, but it's definitely set it up for a good race come Auckland in a few weeks.
Tell me about your swim today. I mean, it was. How would you describe it today?
It was actually different to what I expected. Standing on the beach, it looked quite flat and calm because everyone told me this was a big surf race, but once you got out the back, it was actually quite choppy, swallowed a fair bit of water, and yeah, just an exciting race. It was changing the whole way through.
Now, Cara and Charlotte are, of course, the best New Zealanders, but I think you've sent another strong message to them today that you're here and you're here to try and take the 20 grand in a few weeks' time.
Yeah, definitely. 20 grand is such a massive incentive, but you know what? You can never underestimate your competitors, and I think in a few weeks' time we're all going to be on that starting line and everyone wants to win, so it should be a good race.
April 6th for that final race, double points up for grabs, the 10th anniversary of the King of the Bays. Having a look at the Lumino Series leaderboard, 6 races, they choose their best 3. It is Charlotte Webby, followed by Cara Baker, Kirsty Wannon, but the scary thing is Melissa Gorman is now in 6th place.
And the Lumino leaderboard for the men, Kane Radford, who was absent today in this event, still holds the lead, 298 points. Kai Hurst moves into 4th with 2 wins in this series so far. The Kiwi Philip Ryan sitting comfortable in 2nd place at the moment.
700 competitors today looking to complete this 2.6 kilometre journey. Peter Fitzsimmons, a patron of Triathlon New Zealand, a legend of surf lifesaving, making his way out of the water, a wonderful supporter of the series. And I tell you what, this event does attract a whole lot of personalities, and on the start line today, Olympic bronze medalist in the sport of rowing from the London Olympics, Juliette Haig.
I swam when I was 10, 11, 12, but since then obviously I've been rowing, but this last week I've actually done 2 ocean swims up in Auckland, so I've really loved it.
So tell me about retirement. How are you coping being a retired rower now?
I'm loving it. I haven't actually started working yet, so of course I love retirement. We've been really busy travelling the country, and we've had some overseas trips as well, so I'm loving it.
Fantastic. So no regret at all about putting the oars down, eh?
No, I'm really happy. I get to do things like this. You know, I've always loved sport and I think I'll always be really active. I've enjoyed the swimming particularly, but also running and cycling. So, no, I'm loving it.
And in she comes out of the water, out of the 2.6 kilometre swim. And she looks to be pretty fresh, passing a few people up through the finish line.
It was good. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, no, I loved surfing the waves on the way in. And yeah, it wasn't as long as I thought, so that was good.
An absolute class act and inspiration to so many New Zealanders. Well, the State New Zealand Ocean Swim Series has gone international, and a number of international competitors on the start line today. Carolyn Hopkins of Ireland and her boyfriend Lionel from France looking to try and conquer one of the great swims.
Lionel, you swam the 2.6. How did you go?
Quite well, I guess. I'm not sure. I need to check my time, but yeah, looks like it was good enough. As we're swimming with some people, it was quite good to just to swim with them, along with them, and just to kind of meet some people in the water, even though you don't speak much. It was good.
I used to play soccer and I busted my ACL, and then I moved over to New Zealand here and I injured it again, and I had to get surgery on it. So that was about 6 months ago, and I've never swam more than a length of a pool before, so I use the swim series as a motivator.
We've got an Irish and a French person here. How did you guys meet?
Rugby World Cup. Yeah, it was supporting Ireland, and I decided I'd support French when we got knocked out, so bringing the nations together.
That's a good story, and there she is on the start line of the Step It Up 1000, one of the shorter distances on their day, with lots of different swims to take part in the State Ocean Swim Series. Off the beach and away they go around two large orange marker buoys off the main beach, and having to contend with a little bit of a bigger swell now as the day progresses, and up they come the beach through the finish line, and hopefully these swimmers will gain a bit of confidence and experience, as will Caroline as she finishes to step it up to a larger swim next time.
Well, great inspiration, and if you are inspired, you want to take part in the next event. It's the King of the Bays on April 6th. It is the final race of the series for 2012-2013. But then you've got your winter to train, and the first race for 2013-2014 is the Harbour Crossing in Auckland in November. So get out, get training, and let's see you on the start line in the final race of the series, the 10th anniversary of the King of the Bays, April 6th.